Hey guys, what's up? Just doing the second part of the Kha'Zix guide here. As you can see, I'm starting out with machete and 5 pots, and the game's pretty long, 70 minutes, so I'm not going to be playing through all of that, obviously.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that I do initially. I get up my Q as my first move. You could test out W, getting W first, if you decided to, but I find his Q is just very low mana cost, very spammable, and so it's a good first pick, and then you can take W as your second pick because W doesn't really give you back that much health anyways. Like, it's definitely not. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Kha'Zix has great sustain off of just his W, because he doesn't.
Is that a rocket in your pocket?
So the path that I take, as you can see here, is wolves, and then blue. Then I do wraiths, wolves again, and then red. This is, of course, you know, if everything goes picture perfect and there's no counter jungling and ganks and all that. So that is the route that I take. And of course, after you get red, you could go back, get wolves again, get wraiths again, and then by then you could probably clear out golems with your smite. I tend not to like golems unless I've got my smite, because they do a lot of damage. Now, one thing you can also do once you've upgraded your items and stuff is go ahead and get go ahead and kill the small minions on these big camps first, because I'm pretty sure you'll actually do the camp in total like a bit faster and probably take less damage, because your Q will allow you to do a lot more damage because he'll basically be singled out. So there you can see the starting. So I'm going to jump ahead a bit just because I don't want the game to last too long, or the video to be too long. So there is Annie killing TF. That kind of sucked. And I think I go ahead and get myself killed as well. Now, as you can see, I leveled up my Q here. Evolving it, I mean. I evolved my Q first, just because I don't know, I feel like really it's the best thing you can get to evolve first, because you get more damage and you can strike from a longer range with your Q. I just barely missed him there too. You can see that there's a pretty small hitbox on his W, so make sure that that you kind of get that as quickly as you can, or not as quickly as you can. Sorry, I'm getting all focused here. That you're as accurate as you can. That kind of sucked. They could have just went around there. These guys never team fought with me. Like, they just kind of either let me get completely nailed. And it happened like a couple times. It was kind of sad, because we kind of dive somebody and then I just kind of die for nothing. Whereas, like, they could get a kill. But there was one time where he, like, Graves triple kills us. Just because we all kind of, like, ran in, fought left, ran in, fought left, ran in, fought left, like, all one by one. And it ended up in him getting a trip, and that kind of sucked because just not coordinated. But 'tis solo queue, so what more can you hope for, really? So for items at this point, I've got 2 long swords and my ruby crystal. I was just in boots and the machete, of course, and I was just going for building a very quick brutalizer. Now, how I might do this a bit differently is I might go ahead and get Wriggles. Wriggles before then. I would really advise that. Now this was kind of good because I was coming around to gank and Olaf was already here and I was just like, whoa. So you can get the leap there because your wings do allow you to do that. You can jump over these little small ridges and stuff. So that's why I say it's kind of debatable to, you know, between your E and your R on which part you want to which part you want to evolve first, as I mentioned in part 1. Because you're pretty much always going to want to evolve your Q, and you're pretty much always going to want to evolve your W. Like, your W is kind of your gank / team fights tool, because it has that slow. And it does pretty good damage too, and it's amazing for clearing if you position yourself right. And I just, I didn't bother to gank there because she was already pretty low and I didn't want her getting herself killed. Because Graves and Nami can be pretty scary sometimes. Ooh. That is no good. Ooh. Damn. Kill steal support. That kind of sucked. But you can see that with your ulti, you do actually go a bit faster. Like, you move faster, like, kind of similar to Rengar's. I feel like in some ways, Kha'Zix is kind of like the good Rengar. Like, good Rengar used to just destroy Kha'Zix, but now, I don't know. If you liked old, super awesome, strong Rengar, then you might, he has the weirdest recall. I don't know what, like, what the hell that is. But, yeah, he wouldn't really compare him too much to Rengar, but he's really good. And as you can see, we really brought this back. I was pretty happy. Like, they totally just dominated the early game. And then we ended up bringing it back, kinda, so that was nice. So I'm gonna jump to, say 27 minutes here. And, oh man. So what's going on? Am I dead right now? Yeah, I'm dead. MBD.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh yeah, I think that's why I was dead. Yeah, my internet DC'd, which totally sucked. I just kind of ran out there and fed because I was just like, frozen. So at this point, and then this is of course not very fed at all. No, it's like the opposite of fed. I've got Phage, and I've got Brutalizer, and a Vampiric Scepter. And I got the Phage for the, you know, the hopeful slow, and because we were getting beat down, so I decided to go for a little bit of defense, because that was happening. Like, Ignite's going off everywhere. And, yeah, gets that Annie. That was awesome. Ooh, oh dear. Thank God for refreshing cooldown on Rocket Jump. That was the only thing I didn't like. People kind of just watch people get beat down in this a little with this team, kind of. So, as you can see too, I got the W upgraded. That's just kind of, I find, is the bread and butter, but it's also the nice thing about Kha'Zix. You can kind of switch up. Like, you can upgrade your last one depending on what you need. Like, here I got Wings because they had Olaf and because they had Jax. And those are not two guys that you want to tangle with for too long, so I could kind of go in, do my damage, and then jump out. Which was really nice. And I'm getting Amplifying Tome. This is for building Trinity Force. Now I might have gone, and the only thing I might have changed a little bit is instead of building Sheen there, I just built Sheen because if you don't, Trinity Force is just such an expensive item. And see, you can see the slow, like how good that slow is that you get from these spikes. It can really help out on getting those squishies. Yeah, the only thing that I may have switched was getting Wriggles a little bit sooner, because I find Kha'Zix, while he's strong, he is also he's not the fastest clearer, because he's so single target oriented aside from his void spikes, which certainly doesn't kill everything, especially early on. Like late game, it's really good when you're pretty fed up, but let's see, so we move out here, totally misses, and again you can see the slow. There we go. I would say he's got a bit of both. Like he's got a really nice slow, and he's also got really good damage as well. And he's great. He can definitely own Dragon on his own, because Dragon's singled out, so he takes the enhanced damage that you get from evolving your W or your Q. Sorry. So you can kind of see when I do it, it does a good chunk of damage.
Slain a dragon.
And if you do decide to evolve your wings, it's pretty nice because it allows you to quite effectively. There's Graves just checking. It does allow you to pretty effectively counter jungle because you can pretty much just take red, jump over the bush, and get out of there if you want to, which is quite nice. Now I did end up getting a bit of a weird item set up for this, and it was only because our support just wasn't warding the way well, he wasn't warding at all, and then once he finally got Sightstone, was just not warding really the way I like to play. Like if you guys have seen me play with a Sightstone, then I don't know, I feel like I make pretty good use of it, because a lot of people will go through with their Sightstone and you know, they plop down their 3 wards or their 2 wards and they're done with it. But when I use it, I really like to spam, like, because you can kind of clear a path, right? And like if you're going to go through counter jungling, it's really nice because, you know, you can come down here and then you stick a ward, you know, right here, and then if anyone's chasing you, like if anyone's following you, then you're gonna see it, right? So I really like it a lot for that. This is one thing I don't get. Ooh, I don't know why Janna didn't, I think he had popped his ulti, that's why I didn't get pushed back. But I never, like, you're definitely gonna die if you run away from your turret, so just kite around the turret. I see a lot of people who just try to run, and it's like, when you're getting slowed and beat down, like, you're definitely gonna die, so you might as well kite around the turret, and then try to shoot, you know. So I will jump again here a little bit ahead. So at this point, like you can see, like I'm 3, 6, and 8. Like I've died a decent amount of times, just trying to jump in there and save people. So like that's not that much, and I've got a Trinity Force. And Trinity Force is just such a good item. I mean, having the critical strike chance, the movement speed, health, mana, attack speed, and attack damage, like, for this case I did evolve the wings because basically every time Jax would spin his weapon around, I could just jump out and he'd waste his stun, which was really nice. So that's why I chose to get the wings, and because I was just having so much trouble dueling Olaf. So most of the time I just chose not to, and I would just jump away. So after getting that, I think I do go ahead and build a thirster, but instead of building, well, no, I was pretty poor this game, so probably wouldn't have been too smart to go ahead and grab a Wriggles at this point because it's already 45 minutes. I don't know. I don't really like Machete on Kha'Zix. Like, it doesn't really build into anything that I really enjoy on him. Like if you have a good enough team, if you have a good enough team, I would just go ahead and try to start boots, like boots in 3 pots if you could, because oh, and I just kind of ran back there. And I think this does actually, yep, this is a big team fight. And I was trying to get Broloff there. And this Jax was just bad. She was kind of scaring me. She chased pretty bad. Or not bad, but pretty deep. And this is when I was kind of just like, okay, we need some more wards. So you can see though that we changed it pretty heavily. We went from dying quite a bit to not so much, which was nice. And TF and Tristana just started to get really fed. So at this point I do have the Black Cleaver, which is really great for the armor penetration. He starts to get slowed too much here. And finish him off. So your Q is actually quite strong. I really like the Q that Kha'Zix has, and it costs like no mana at all. What is the mana cost? It doesn't even change. It's just always 25 mana. So very cheap mana cost, and it's your bread and butter. Makes a lot of money. Does a lot of damage. So I would, if anything, upgrade your machete to at least Madrid's Razor. I didn't upgrade it, and I felt like it was just absolutely useless. You pretty much were just, like, if you don't upgrade it a little bit, even, then really is just a waste of money. And you can see this, like, I like the leap for that. Like, that's a big distance. Like, that's about a flash and a half or 2. So, it's really nice, and the fact that it's refreshed, like it refreshes itself on cooldown, makes it really good. Like, I could have jumped over there if I had wanted to chase or had wards to see that she was alone. And TF did give me blue a bunch, which was nice because he doesn't really need it because he's TF. And TF's a boss. I've actually been playing TF quite a bit lately, and I really like him. I think I'll probably do a bit of a video on him because I never really lose my lane. That's the thing I like about TF, like, you either dominate your lane or you break even, because he's just got so much mana sustain that you can really just sit back and cast moves, and you don't even have to get in very deep to farm. So at this point I've got Trinity Force, Black Cleaver, BF Sword, my cooldown boots, and a Vampiric Scepter, and I do end up getting Bloodthirster next. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Probably jump to about the 57-minute mark, I think. Now I do believe, yeah, they pretty much dominated Baron from there on out, which sucked. Like I remember it was like up pretty much instantly, and I went to go get it, and or just kind of grab it, and there was no dice. Like that's what I like that for. Like you can see him spinning his axe, and pretty much just got to get away free there. And the slow's good as well. Can't believe he just hit him for 800 damage. That's crazy. And I do get I do always get home guard. Wouldn't surprise me if it got changed in the future because it's probably. Well, no, I wouldn't say it's like OP, but I wouldn't say it's OP, but it's pretty strong. Usually, if I get anything, I get home guard, which reminds me how much I want to show my. I'm not even gonna say it. My certain build off of a certain champ that is just pretty much phenomenal with home guard. It's like pretty much it's a staple item in the build. So at this point, I'm 7, 6, and 14. So I'm definitely not fed. I have my Madrids finally, which I should have gotten sooner. Oh no, I'm actually going up to Wriggles now. And this is just because I was kind of poor. And couldn't afford anything better. And I did get a Ruby Sightstone. I wouldn't have normally gotten this, but our support was just being pretty slack on the wards, which was just kind of annoying. It's like until she saw me like start just getting my own Sightstone, it was pretty much useless. Now I think this goes a bit stale for us. But you can see that we are ahead now, and I'm not doing the worst here by far. I mean, the only person that's died less than me is the tank and TF. And I wasn't able to go in there because I did have to clear out these minion waves. They were coming from pretty much every single direction, and that is also probably kind of why we lost that engagement, but we have no inhibitors at this point except for this one, so I didn't really have a choice. Now that's one thing too that you can keep in mind in team fights, is that if you they're just pumping him. I think I come in here. And he comes back, and I'm able to help kind of clean that up. Doing decent damage pretty quickly. There we go. Yeah. Minion. Damn minions. Man, she's got some crazy lifesteal, eh? So they go ahead and push that in. So pretty close to the final build, you can see here. That's pretty much it. Wriggles, of course, like I said, would be sold when you've got the money and when you have no more slots left to go ahead and grab probably another Thirster. You could grab another Thirster, or you could grab another Black Cleaver. Of course, you're not going to get that flat 10 armor penetration, but you will get the stacks. And I don't know if that maximum also applies to the passive or not. But it could be a good weapon to get because you're going to get the CDR, which is nice, the attack damage and the health. But of course, if you didn't go ahead and do that and just stuck with these 4 items, then I would say obviously replace this Ruby Sightstone. You could get Mob Malmortis there, and then for your last item, you could go ahead. Like I could see many things that would be better than another Thirster. You could get a Guardian Angel if you wanted to, and that's probably what I would leave it with, because or I might even get, yeah, they got that just before I got there, which kind of sucked. And they basically they got too cocky, because we won Baron. Like when we first won Baron, we just went through and crushed them. And they kind of blamed our comeback on Baron, but they just started to get owned, and you know, there wasn't too much they could do. So yeah, so I would say this is definitely your core. To have the boots as well, boots of your choice, of course. If you're getting stunned too much, take Merc Treads. And then if you're not taking Merc Treads, you could take the Moby boots. That would be one thing if you decided to take the mobility boots instead of the Mercury Treads. Then you could go ahead and grab a Zephyr, because it gives you movement speed and CDR and a ton of attack speed, which is nice because once you evolve your Q, your basic attacks are pretty strong. This is just them getting their slow demise. And one thing too that I felt like I didn't do enough here was when you do get those champion like assists and kills and stuff, you can just sit there and leap, whether to leap, see, and that's why I like that. Like, that's why I got the Evolved Wings, because I basically just countered Jax. Every time he would jump at me, I jump away. And the two of us could jump, so Jax was just like, hey, oh, I'm not cool anymore. And we were like, yeah, sorry. But yeah, that is why, I don't know, it's one thing that I kind of made me like about Kha'Zix, especially in Season 3, is that, you know, you can evolve to the most advantage. But like I said, it's, like they said that and it was kind of cool, but at the same time, your Q and your W are staples. I don't think I'd ever go a game where I didn't evolve those two first. So you can see here now that I did sell that and I got another Thirster, which is really strong. Like you get 100 damage out of each one of these, so there's 200 damage right there, and then another 50, and then another 30. So I mean, and I say that like it's another 30, but really Trinity Force just has so much extra stuff in there on top of it. One thing that would also be interesting would be building crit on Kha'Zix, because the range of his auto attacks and stuff, like just the fact that he's got the amped up autos, you could try that as well if you wanted to. So maybe instead of this Infinity Edge, you could go ahead and maybe get, or maybe instead of a Bloodthirster, you could grab an Infinity Edge, and then you know, and then you'd actually have quite a bit of crit between that and Trinity Force. I mean, it'd be a really expensive build, of course, but it's not too shocking to see Kha'Zix get really strong. Like, especially mid to late game, he can get really powerful and really start to just assassinate the hell out of people. See, and this is what I was talking about by just the aggressive warding that you can do with Ruby Sightstone. I feel like a lot of people don't give the item as much credit as there is due to it, because you know, like, they're like, oh, well, you've only got 3 wards, but you can go and spam 3 wards and then instantly, you know what I mean? Like, you can place them the whole way through your jungle if it's not really safe, until you make your way to Dragon, or until you make your way to Baron. So, I definitely keep that in mind when using Ruby Sightstone, because I see a lot of people use it, and I see a lot of people not use it to its advantage. So just clearing that out. Ooh, that was good. That's a good counter. And I did come over here to just kind of check that out. Kill her. And then make my way down here. Now I would say, like, especially with your W, let them come in a little bit longer. Like, it doesn't have that great a range on it, really. And you can also use your leap to jump over things like that wave and stuff, which is quite nice.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed. Blue team's turret has been
Why she always canceled that. That's like a thing for her. I was gonna try to time it, so I jumped right in at them and tried to kill him, but he was healing too much. But there you go, guys. That's the guide, and that's kind of the way that I chose to go about doing that. And I hoped it was helpful. Obviously, like I said, the items, like, you wouldn't be getting this Ruby Sightstone, and if you did decide to go for crit, then that would probably be good to do that. So if you want to try that out, then you can try that. But I feel like between this, like, this is a pretty strong item composition. If you threw a Guardian Angel on that, you'd be pretty strong, because you're probably going to have about 400 attack damage. And of course be able to come back to life, which is pretty nice. So there you go. I hope you liked it, and hope it's helpful. If you've got any other champs that you want me to do, one guy wants me to do Maokai, and I'm gonna try to get that done soon. And I want to do I'd like to do like an Alistair. I'd like to do a couple support guides, and also TF. So TF and Tristana, actually. So those are ones that I've got in mind, but if you've got any other ones that you'd like to see, then by all means, give me a shout and I will do that. So I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.